Hey guys, it's Mark with Gables on the Go, and today I'm out by myself, going out to try to get some ballyhoo, try to catch some bait. So I'm going to run out here on the reef, anchor up, put some chum in the water, and see if I can get some ballyhoo behind the boat. You guys come go with me. We'll see if we can catch us up some bait. Golly, guys, it's days like this I absolutely love being in the Keys. Look at that water behind me. That water looks just like blue Gatorade. It's the exact same color. I don't know if the camera can pick it up as good as what I see out here, but I'm telling you, it looks just like blue Gatorade. It is gorgeous. Love days like this. So I'm gonna watch my sonar a little bit right around out here. I'm in 40 feet of water right now. I think I'm gonna go a little shallower for these ballyhoo. Maybe this drop right here goes from about 20 feet right over here, 200 yards or so, down to about 40 feet where I am. I'm gonna go back up on the side a little bit and get in the shallower water and see if I can find some bait. All right, guys, well, I've anchored up out here in about 20 feet of water. I'm right out here on the patch reef, and I'll show you here in a minute, but you can see the dark spots underneath the clear water here. So there's sand patches, and then there's these little patch coral reefs underneath me. And I'm hoping this is where the ballyhoo are going to be, and hopefully I'll maybe get up some yellowtails too. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to put the chum in the water. I've got my chum bag here. I'm going to put my chum in and throw this over the side. There we go. And I got to figure out what my current's doing. I can't tell right now. My boat just came to anchor, and I can't really tell which way the current's going, so I'm going to have to put this in the water and see what happens. So best I can tell, current is going kind of out that direction a little bit. So the boat's actually sitting sideways. The wind's blowing right at me this way. Wind's blowing right at the camera right now, but the current is going against it this direction, so the boat's sitting sideways at anchor. Sometimes not the best situation, but we'll see what happens. Let this chum get in the water a little bit. I'm gonna set some rigs up and we'll see what we get. So guys, I've got a fish on this this mutton setup over here, and he's run me in the ground over there. Took the bait, ran down in some rocks. I'm just putting some tension on him, see if I can let him come out. I'm gonna take the pressure off of him, see if I can get him out of the rocks. We'll see if we get him. Little fish, not much. Probably a little gray snapper. Hey, there's a grunt. Little grunt. Putting that little guy back. All right, let's try that again. Well, not the best camera mount in the world, but I do have some yellowtails behind the boat right now. So I'm just rigging up these little tiny pieces of shrimp that are about the same size as the chum that's coming out of the chum bag. See if I can get one of these yellowtails back on. A whole school of yellowtails in the water right here. Uh-oh, and it looks like I've got some ballyhoo showing up. There's something. Let's see what we got. Another little yellowtail, small one. And I think I've got some ballyhoo showing up back there. There we go. See how I just free line that back? I just let it drift like it's got nothing, like it's just floating in the current. And then when you see your line take off, you know you got a yellowtail on there. And really and truly, guys, down here in the Keys, that's all there is to yellowtail fishing. Get you a good chum line going. Let your bait just ride out with the current in the chum slick. And just let it look as natural as it possibly can. When you see your line start ripping off, just leave your bail open. When you see your line start ripping off, start reeling. He's on. That's all there is to yellowtailing down here. I do have a bunch of ballyhoo back here too. I'm gonna get my ballyhoo net out next. There he is. All the same size, little bitty yellowtail. Now sometimes, guys, when you're yellowtailing like this, seems to be the case, not always the case, but it seems to be, when we get your little ones up here like this, the big ones will hang further in the back, and the longer your chum's in the water, the bigger fish will start showing up. It could take 45 minutes to an hour before the bigger fish start showing up. Alright guys, I've got my ballyhoo net out. Got a nice little school of ballyhoo back here in the water behind the boat. We'll get my other camera out, see if I can show you those. But got my net put together here, and I'm just going to toss it out in the water. See if I can get these ballyhoo in front of it. They're really active today. Normally they'll kind of school up and they're slow, but for some reason today these ballyhoo are really darting around, so I don't know what to expect here. We'll see. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just let that float back, and I'll show you what this looks like in the water. Maybe if I can get my camera off here. Alright, so if you look out there in the water, back here behind the net, back in the water, you can just see the ballyhoo skirting around back there. And when that net gets out and gets set up in the current, it'll turn around and they'll come out in front of it to get this chum, and hopefully I'll pull that net back. See all the fish right there next to the net? Once it's in the water a little while, they don't even hardly pay attention to it at all. It's pretty cool. Alright, I got a few. There's 4 or 5 of them right there. Nice. So if you've never seen a ballyhoo before, whoa, that's them. They're really pretty fish. Got this sword on the front right there. Isn't that a pretty fish? That's some good bait. Got that water bottle tied to the top of the ballyhoop net. It just kind of keeps the top upright so the hoop sits in the water right. Works pretty good. I like to use a clear bottle because I guess the fish can't see it that much. Just a couple this time. Now actually, not a bad load. Check that out. Pretty cool. The rope came off my ballyhoo, or off my cleat back here, and my ballyhoo is getting gone. And I'm trying my best to hook it, but I'm gonna have to pull anchor and go get it. Damn it. All right, guys, crisis averted. Got my chummy, I got my ballyhoo net back after a little anchor pulling and looking around for it. Finally found it. Got my net back. We're on to our next spot. We're gonna try something different. I've been here in 25 feet of water for literally 5 minutes. I've had a chum bag in the water, maybe 5 minutes. Look out here in the water. See all those yellowtail? I'm gonna get out there and get some of those yellowtail now. There he is. Get up here, big boy. Hey, that was not too bad. He's not, well, no, he's not that great. Dang. Y'all see that one? Too small to mess with. There he is. There we go. Oh, came off. Came off, y'all. They are back there. These aren't big fish, but tell you what, it's still a lot of fun. Kids have a ball doing this. There it is. See him taking off with it? Yellowtail. Little bitty. Just for yucks, I'm gonna measure that fish just to let you know if he actually could keep or not. He is 12.5 inches long, so technically you could keep that fish, but I'm not gonna mess with them too small. I like to catch the bigger ones if I'm gonna fillet up a bunch. Yeah, you guys might wonder why I'm using an ugly stick catfish rod for yellowtail. It's one of my favorite rods for yellowtail because it's real flexible. See that? They're tough as nails. Can't break these rods, and it's real flexible, but it's got good backbone. And I'll tell you what, it's one of my favorite yellowtail rods, and they're dirt cheap. Now I've got a nice reel on there. That's a Shimano bait runner, 6500, I think. Isn't that a pretty fish? And I love that bait runner. That's a decently expensive spinner reel. Well, I say expensive, I guess that's relevant. Depends on who you are. For me, $189 reels, kind of expensive. So they might, oh, he did hit it. There it is. Feels like maybe a little bit better fish. Not much better. Oh, he came off. Dang. There he is again. Little bit better one. Still not great, but maybe a 13-incher. Let's see. I'll tell you how long he is. 12 inches. I thought he was a little bigger. Maybe not. Wonder if they hit a glass minnow. Let's see if they will. These are glass minnows. Y'all can see those. Oh man, I got stuff all over my lens. I see that now. Let me clean that lens up. That should be a little better. So anyway, these are glass minnows. I'm gonna put a glass minnow on to see if they'll hit one of these. Sometimes when you change it up that much, they won't, but we'll see. Is he there? He's there. He is there. So they will hit a glass minnow. Look at here. Yellowtails didn't like it, but the grunt did. Little grunt. These grunts are pretty. Look at the, y'all see the stripes on them right there? Those are cool looking little fish. Good to eat too. They're real good to eat. A lot of people think they're trash fish. They're not. Grunts are delicious. I got something on my screen already again, on my lens. Oh, I pulled it out of his mouth again. Come back and hit it a third time. Surely I don't. There's no way I got that shrimp left on there. Tide slowly turning around, starting to go out towards the front of my boat. It gets tough to fish then because your anchor line's out front, the tide's going underneath your boat, your line gets up there in your anchor. It's a mess. Guys, the action is certainly slowed down. The boat's kind of changed positions. I think the tide is switching and the boat's just doing a big circle right now. I can't even find where my chum line is. So I'm probably gonna pull out of here. I gotta go get some fuel. We're gonna run some crab traps this evening. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Got to see how to yellowtail a little bit. Catch some ballyhoo. It was a fun day out here on the water. Appreciate you guys watching the channel, and get Laurie back out here with me soon, hopefully. You guys have a great day. See you next time on Gables on the Go.